Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video of mine. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new and you enjoy my content. Now today I will be making a brand new series called What Happened to Him? And our first subject and the guy that I will be talking about is Mcclung. Do you ladies and gentlemen remember when this guy dominated high school? How easy he made high school basketball in the US look? All of his flashy plays, his behind the back passes, his reverse slams, the double pump reverse. It was crazy, man. He could catch lobs, and this guy is 6'3" with a 48-inch vertical. I mean, that's not normal. Normally, a wing player or a big man would have a vertical that high. Now, I compare Mcclung to more of a Derek Jones Jr. type of player, a guy that can really just dominate the post and literally just score off anywhere. But the only difference between him and Mcclung is that Mac actually shoots better from the 3 point line. That's basically the only difference. But the athleticism is kind of there. I mean, the dunk packages are pretty darn similar. Now, what actually happened to Mcclung? I mean, we all knew that this guy was invited to every single high school All American game possible. Well, I mean, except, the McDonald's All American game. But he was in the Jordan Classic, the Iverson Classic. I mean, he was everywhere, including the ball is life. I mean, he was in the dunk contest. It was so much memorable moments that we actually knew with Mcclung. Now, what actually happened to him when he had his senior year in high school going into college? Now, in high school, he averaged 29 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals. And he has a career high of 47 points, leading his team to the state championship. Now, this guy was recognized according to Ball is Life and Overtime as a 5-star recruit. But to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, he isn't a 5-star recruit unlike the other people I'd featured previously. He is a 3-star recruit. What? And he only had 2 college offers from the Division 1 level. Now, the first one is Georgetown, and the second one is Rutgers University. And if you're being called by Georgetown, you gotta answer it. And that's what exactly happened. Now, in his first year of Georgetown, he averaged 13 points and 2 assists as a freshman and 26 minutes played. Now, that's kind of concerning. I mean, yes, he's hitting double digit numbers, but if you're going to have 26 minutes per game, I better see you score at least 16 to 18 points. I mean, this guy's an athletic freak, but the only thing that really restricts him from really adapting to the college level, which he can adapt, it's just that he needs to shoot better. I mean, I can definitely see it in the 3 point percentage. In his first year with the Georgetown Hoyas, he averaged 27% from 3. And as the years went by in college, he got better. In his sophomore season, he had 32%. And then in his junior season, he had 34% from 3, which he's improving, but really the consistency. Because he'd attempt 4 3 pointers in a game, but he'd only knock down 1 out of 4, which is not much of a very good sign. And the bad part of making him less popular is because of, the Zions, the Barretts, the Davion Mitchells, the Cade Cunninghams. That's why his name is kind of being buried under the sand a little bit. Now, you ladies and gentlemen might wonder, why am I not featuring him in Under the Radar? Because honestly, Under the Radar are just underrated people. Now, Mcclung is underrated, but he's not much in the spotlight anymore. I'm talking about people who used to have a spotlight and now have to do something to get back there. Now, in his first year in Georgetown, it was a solid, fit for him, but honestly, he looked lost out there in head coach Patrick Ewing. Georgetown system's mainly about post, but the thing is about Mcclung, he loves post because that's his game, but he wants to evolve outside of a athletic guard. He wants to create his own space. He wants to create his own shot. He wants to develop his handles, his defense, and his shooting. And I don't think that Georgetown would allow him to evolve or really grow as a player. So he entered his name into the transfer portal. He decided to transfer to Texas Tech University after 2 years total in Georgetown. Now everyone was like, okay, it was cool that he went to Georgetown, but why Texas Tech? I mean, there's so much talented guards there, including Namari Burnett, who used to be a McDonald's All-American, who is also transferring this year. Now, Texas Tech isn't known to be much of a good basketball program. I mean, they have a lot of lottery picks in the NBA draft, but they're not known as a good place to develop. But it was the exact opposite for Mac McClung in his junior season. In his junior season, he improved his scoring to 15 points and 2 assists. It's around the same stat line, but he wants more minutes. He wants to be the franchise player. But the only thing is, he's been scoring. He hit a couple game winners. He did this, he did that, but it didn't catch a lot of attention, if you know what I'm saying. Of course, Texas Tech didn't even reach the NCAA big tournament, the big Sweet 16. They didn't even reach March Madness, so that's why he has even less attention. But the bad part that's really hurting uh, um, Mac McClung in his pursuit of becoming an NBA player is really his decisions. Because every time he tried transferring from one program to the next, he'd declare for the NBA draft, but he'd also announce that he will be placing his name in the transfer pool. So it's kind of weird. It's not normal that a lot of players would, enter themselves in the transfer pool and also declare for the NBA draft. It's weird. He's been doing this for around 3 years now, and this is his third year already. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, would look at the screenshots that I will be showing you, Mac is nowhere to be found on draft boards. Not even in the second round. Not even in the top 100 players that are supposed to be drafted within this year. Even Usman Goruba has a higher draft stock than Mac McClung. And Mac McClung's in college. I mean, Goruba is playing in Real Madrid, and we're currently down 2 games to 1 right now. But you know what? That's all right. Now, it's really his decisions that are affecting his career because he needs to go to a school or a platform that can really increase his popularity back. Because everyone, as soon as Mac McClung went to college, they took their eyes off of him. Like, I noticed my teammates, every time I'd mention Mac McClung, they'd always be saying, "Oh, Ari, I haven't heard that in a while." I mean, Mac, yeah, he's a freak. How's he doing now? It's like he's doing all right in college, and we would just end the conversation right there. But Mac needs to play in a better system and a better overall efficiency because if you're just scoring less than 20 points in 30 minutes is not much of a good type of vibe. And the fact that he needs to really expand this game because the NBA is the best place to play in and he needs to handle the ball and needs to handle his own because the age of guards really depending on scoring inside the paint is kind of dying already. I mean, look at Russell Westbrook. He used to continuously depend on his inside scoring, his slam dunks, and layups, but now he has no choice but to stretch beyond 15 feet within him in the basket. Now, Mac McClung, I honestly think he might get to the NBA, but he's not going to be drafted, to be honest with you. Because a couple days ago, he pulled out of the transfer portal, which is even dumber. Now, if he remains in Texas Tech for one more year and completely dominates that year, I think next year he has a chance to actually be drafted. Because the fact that in his tweets or in his Twitter, he's saying that I am focusing on my NBA process. Bruh, you're not even projected to be picked at all. And the best that he can do right now is go to the G League, which is not good. And the fact that he's making these decisions just within a couple months between now and the draft, it's not good. The draft's in July, man. You desperately need to play somewhere else better. I mean, Texas Tech is a great college to play in, but nobody talks about Texas Tech, if you were to be honest. Now, he just needs those things to really adapt to his game. So if you, ladies and gentlemen, loved today's video and loved this new series, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I hope you enjoyed this new series. So don't worry, Under the Radar Season 3 will be beginning next week. So, I'm looking forward to next week, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.